Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And today, for you guys, is part 2 of the video game backlog list. I know it's been a few days, but we're back at it again. Not a whole lot, but enough that I had to warrant a part 2. Today we're starting with PS4 God of War 2018. Now this is not God of War Ragnarok, mind you. This is the first, reboot. I've heard a lot of great things. I don't know why this is red. Normally PlayStation's blue, but I heard a lot of good things about it. I got it for like 10, 15 bucks at the exchange, something like that. So, I haven't played it yet. I haven't even plopped it in the PS4 yet, but should be a lot of fun to play it. I know a lot of people freaking love this game, and they say it's one of the best games ever and all that, so I'm excited. I have never played any other God of War except for this one, so it'll be fun to dive right in with, fresh eyes. Alright, so next up we have Rockstar Games Presents, you gotta say that or else it doesn't count, right? Red Dead Redemption 2 or Red Dead 2, RDR2, whatever. It's Red Dead Redemption 2, okay? I had it on PS4 and didn't run good. So I rebought it on the Xbox One for, I don't know, not a lot. And now I do play this on Series X. It is not 60 FPS, it's still 30 FPS. It's not 4K, I don't think. At least my TV doesn't support 4K, I don't think. But it looks good. It runs a lot better. And I haven't played a whole lot of it yet. I'm a little far into the campaign. But it is a masterpiece from what I have played. It's very freaking good. It's so big. There's 2 discs here. There's a disc to install. And then there's a disc to play. And there comes a little map here, which is kind of cool. But just kind of showing the open world. Everyone's seen that already. It's this is a very old game at this point. But very fun. Maybe the only issue could be from playing it so far is just tapping the A button to run. Kind of freaking annoying because you break your thumb. But anyway, can't wait to keep playing Red Dead Redemption 2 and hopefully explore more of the amazing world that Rockstar has created once I get to a certain point, because again, you guys know my backlog's pretty big. Alright, so next up on the list is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Now, there's no cover here because I don't remember. Either I bought it from the exchange without a cover because it was cheaper, or I just lost the cover. I think I bought it without a cover because it was cheaper. But yeah, here is the disc for Black Flag. Got Edward Kenway right there. Now, I did play this on the 360. I had it and I beat it on my Xbox One. However, replaying it on my Series X, the Xbox One version, kind of hard to kind of hard to grasp. There's a lot of different versions and all that crap. But basically, I'm playing the Xbox One version on the Series X, and it is still 30 FPS, nothing too crazy, but it's still a lot of fun. One of the best, one of the better Assassin's Creed games. I love them all. I really do. I don't get all the hate for some of them, but I think this is one of the better ones for sure. Alright, next up, another Assassin's Creed title. We got Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, this is the second of the RPG trilogy, so you had Origins, which I've beaten, Valhalla, which I've beaten, and then you have Odyssey. Now, you can play as, I believe, Odysseus, maybe? And Cassandra, or Cassandra, whatever you want. There's Cassandra, and there's the dude. From what I understand, Cassandra is the canon character. You can switch between male and female. Really doesn't matter a whole lot, but in the canon mythos of Assassin's Creed, the lore, I believe Cassandra is the canon character, which is why I chose her. The voice acting is pretty good. The world of Odyssey, this ancient Greek culture is really freaking awesome. Gigantic open world. I haven't beat it yet. I'm pretty far to the campaign. I took a break, of course, because, this game, it's very long, right? I think Valhalla took me around 120 hours, and I love that game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. But, they're big games, so can't wait to dive back into Odyssey and explore more of the amazing world that Ubisoft built, because it is a really good game. I don't understand the hate. The combat's not the best, but I think the open world itself definitely requires a visit, and I got this for pretty cheap, so you can find it pretty cheap on either the Xbox Store or, a place like the Exchange or GameStop, whatever. Definitely highly recommended, though, if you like Assassin's Creed or just history, stuff like that. Alright, next up we have Red Dead Redemption 1 Game of the Year Edition. Plays on Xbox One and 360. This is kind of a thing they did where they had 360 games with like the Xbox, One packaging on it. Now, technically, this is the Game of the Year Edition, so it comes with the, I guess, Undead Nightmare version, like the zombie mode, which I haven't played that yet. I'm maybe like 9 hours into the game. I haven't played it in probably over a year. It's fun. Like I said, I'm working on other stuff right now, like Hogwarts Legacy and Mirror's Edge, but as you know, this is why I'm doing a backlog video. But, some of these games I haven't started. This one I did. It is kind of cool because it's, the first game released, but it is technically the sequel to Red Dead Redemption 2. So Red Dead 2 is the first, and then this is the second, which is kind of weird. I guess it's like Star Wars. The originals came out first, and the prequels and the sequels. But kind of cool. Not my favorite game of all time, but it is a good game, and I can't wait to dive back into it at some point here in the future. Alright, next we have Saints Row 2 from the Xbox 360 era. This is now... Saints Row is a bit of a rocky thing for me because I'm almost done with the campaign of this. I have maybe like 4 more missions. It's really fun. For being a 360 game, look, I'll say this. I have played Saints Row 4, right, the one with the superpowers. I love it. Played Saints Row 3. I got rid of it because it was too big on my storage. I actually, as you guys know, I own Saints Row Reboot, the 2022 version. Garbage, I traded it in. This one is good. I basically can say that this is like GTA 4, but good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate GTA 4, but this game looks better, runs better, performs better. It's just much better and more fun than GTA 4. Now, as a Saints Row game, I do think 4 is better, the one with the superpowers. But again, from what I've started playing, I think Saints Row 2 is pretty fun. I can't wait to get back into it and finish the campaign and just explore the. I believe it's Stillwater or something, Steelport. I think it's Stillwater. But it's a good open world. It's a lot of fun. It's crazy. The ragdoll controls are friggin' nuts. And back in the day, they had all these cool little manuals where they showed you how to play the game and all that. I think. Other channels kind of talk about this, but, games really don't include these anymore. They show you how to play it, and they include all these pictures and all that. So, it's kind of cool to look at, in hindsight, I guess, because they don't do it anymore. But, yeah, fun game, Saints Row 2, and can't wait to dive back in, hopefully soon, because, again, I'm pretty far into it. All right, back to Saints Row. We got Saints Row 4 Re-Elected and Saints Row Gat Out of Hell. First edition, whatever the fudge that means. Saints Row 4 is the one I was talking about just before in the Saints Row 2 game with the superpowers. Basically playing as the president, and he gets kidnapped by aliens. It's pretty cool. And, I mean, what else do you want? And then Gat Out of Hell, which is not technically Saints Row 5. You play as Johnny Gat, and he's in hell, basically. Open world hell, essentially. I haven't played it yet, but I did finish and beat Saints Row 4, Re-Elected again, like remastered. And a lot of fun. One of the most fun open world games I've ever played. Just running around like the Flash and jumping up buildings and just shooting at aliens. It's pretty fun. And then Gat Out of Hell, you can play as Gat or Kinsey, one of the main characters, all new City of Hell, and you get new supernatural powers. So again, haven't played the this version yet, but it should be a lot of fun to dive into. Technically it's like a DLC of Saints Row 4, but it's fun. It came with it, and it looks pretty cool because who doesn't want to go to hell? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's go to the next one. All right, Dishonored Definitive Edition. I guess this is like the definitive way to play it, I guess. It's by Arcane Studios. I think they made, it's freaking, I don't know. They made something. It's like an anime Netflix show. I don't watch it, but they made something like that. And Bethesda, they made Fallout, Skyrim, that type of thing. Now, I did own Dishonored 1 on 360 back a while ago, like 9 or 8 years ago, a while ago, and I didn't like it, but I got this for like $4 at the exchange, and I was like, well, I'm better at games now, I'm better at FPS games, I'm better at stealth games, and I kind of appreciate them more, so I figured I'd buy it, and for $4, I mean, whatever. I haven't started it yet, but it looks freaking awesome. I mean, the assassin, what is this, Corvo, pretty cool. You get a little city of Dunwall, or Dunwall, however you want to say it. So, pretty cool. I don't think it's open world, but, it is kind of like a more bigger, story-driven game, so I can't wait to dive into this one soon. And, yeah, again, I remember enjoying it to an extent, but I just wasn't good at it. So now that I'm good at games, or at least better, it should be a lot of fun to dive into this without, completely sucking. At least I hope not. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, and I picked up Dishonored 2 as well from the exchange as well. And I don't know when this one came out. I do know you can play as Emily or Corvo. I know that for a fact because it's on the thing. And I think they say it in here too. But yeah, choose your assassin. It plays Emily or Corvo. I don't know who the fudge Emily is. If you've played these games, don't spoil it. I will get to them eventually. Don't worry. But yeah, again, it looks really fun. A little more gigabytes. I believe the first one was 35. This one's a 45, so I don't know if this one might be open world. I got no clue. Maybe they're just like bigger, areas to explore. I really don't know anything about the Dishonored franchise, and I can't wait to dive into it because it looks really fun. It looks interesting, and for like $4 or $5, I mean, you can't go wrong. So, all right, next we have Bloodborne, which is only on PlayStation, and the reason why I got Bloodborne is because the cover looked cool. And it's by From Software, who makes, Dark Souls and Elden Ring, Sekiro, and Bloodborne. Now, I have played a little bit of this game. This is, I basically 100% at Elden Ring. I love that game. It stutters like a motherfucker. You have no idea. But I actually had to uninstall it for Hogwarts. So, whatever. But it's fun. But anyway, this is going to be a lot of fun to play. I started it. I didn't really enjoy it because I died a lot, but it's a hard game. It's very difficult, but it's very fun nonetheless. So can't wait to dive back into it. And yeah, hopefully beat it one day. Again, hopefully. Alrighty guys, so next we have Mass Effect Andromeda, the deluxe edition for the Xbox One, of course, duh. This is from EA and BioWare. Now look, I haven't played any Mass Effect games in my entire life. I've never played them. I barely know anything about them. However, I got some DLC here that might work, it might not work. I don't know. This is a used copy from the exchange, so we'll see. But I've never played them before. I heard they're excellent, and I heard this one's complete trash, so I bought it. And we'll have to see how good it is. And apparently you can explore a galaxy, so it's apparently like the first quote-unquote like true open-world Mass Effect game. Again, everyone said it's trash, but I think I got it for literally $3 or $4. So I said screw it, and it's going to be later down the list. It's not going to be first, but it should be a lot of fun to play. So, tell me in the comments if you've played Andromeda. Is it good, or is it actually trash? Alright, so next we have Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Pretty cool, again, a game from Konami. They have kind of a weird track record of being, well, kind of weird. I haven't played any of their games except for, well, none of them. I haven't played this one yet. There you go. All for Revenge. You're playing as, I believe, Solid Snake. It's a really weird, Tanner just barfed. It's a really weird, I guess, game. I don't really get the story. We'll have to see how it happens. It's only 10 gigabytes, so, not too big of a game. But this is apparently, again, like a Mass Effect, the first, open-world Metal Gear Solid game. Also the last one, because the zombie one apparently is no good. So I got it, again, very cheap, so we'll have to see if it's any good. But I'm expecting it to be good. I mean, it looks pretty cool from the trailers and all that. Alright, so next we have The Evil Within, which is a horror video game from Bethesda, which is, I never thought they'd make that. Kind of a weird cover. I don't like the sound it makes, so I'm not going to do it. But again, it's the same exact thing here. Nothing too insane. But this is, again, a third-person story-driven horror game. I don't really know anything about it. I saw it. I got this for extremely cheap. And it was, October. So I said, hey, buy a horror game. Why not? I love Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, which is really, I think, the only, true horror game I've ever played. I want to get more Resident Evil games, especially 8, Village. But this one's cool. Third-person horror should be pretty interesting. Again, not open world or anything, but it's going to be hopefully a good story-driven horror game, which I'll probably save until October. So a while, but, again, the backlog's so friggin' huge, I don't think it'll be much of a burden. Alright, so next up we have another Evil Within game, The Evil Within 2, another horror game, of course. Now look, again, I haven't played the first one yet, but apparently this one's better, I think, from what I've heard. A lot of people say that they updated it, and it now contains a third-person and a first-person mode, which is cool, because horror games don't necessarily have the best replayability, because, once you understand the jump scares, there's no freaking point, because you don't get scared anymore. So it's kind of a moot point, but with different, I guess, perspectives, seeing your character and then you being that character, I think that should be kind of cool to see and, give a second playthrough. So can't wait to dive into these two games, though. Should be really fun. Alright, next up we have Saints Row. The reason why I didn't put this with any other Saints Row games is because I just literally slapped them all together in a pile. So I'm going to go through them and put them in a separate order of what I think I'm going to play. But this is Saints Row 1, the very first one that ever came out, and it's, I haven't played it. It looks old, obviously. You don't want to say a game looks bad because, for the time I'm sure it was effing great, but now it looks like, dog cheeks. But, I think it should be alright. We'll have to see. It looks like a fun open world game in Stillwater. Much like Saints Row 2, I believe it's the exact same city as that game. Saints Row 3 and 4 are different, and then Gat Out of Hell is hell. So that's not a city. But I don't think. I don't plan on going. But, it should be a lot of fun to play this game. It looks like a GTA. I think this was kind of made as like a GTA knockoff, but it kind of gained its own skin toward the, toward the latter half of the franchise. But should be fun. Again, it's old, but, I had to get it. And I enjoyed the fourth one so much, I figured I might as well try them all. Alright, you guys, this is the final game that I don't really want to add any more to this pile, but the final game is Dark Souls 1, or Dark Souls Remastered. So this is the very first, or not the very first, it's one of the first games from Software, who of course made Elden Ring, Sekiro, Bloodborne, which we already looked at, and what else? Demon's Souls, which is a PlayStation exclusive, which is why I don't have it. I don't have a PS5. But, again, I have played a lot of this game. I played a lot of Dark Souls. Again, I beat Elden Ring, and I loved it. Again, it stuttered really bad, and I didn't fix it. Apparently, every Dark Souls, esque from Software game is pretty garbage in terms of, performance, but, which isn't good, which I don't, me personally, I don't think Elden Ring should have gotten a 10 because of that, but, that's just me. Anyway, this game looks fun. It is fun. I played a good majority of it. But it is difficult, for sure. It's definitely more difficult than Elden Ring, at least in my opinion. It's not unplayable, because it's so hard, but it's a difficult thing to get into. Any Dark Souls game, Elden Ring, Sekiro, all that. From Software games are difficult, but they're very fun. So, hope you guys enjoyed this little part 2, and tell me in the comments down below what you want me to play. Maybe I can play actually a lot of these for the channel, so if you want me to play a specific one, make sure to tell me down below. I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.